There are some new developments now in the brutal attack of a 15-year-old girl who was repeatedly stomped and kicked. 5 teens now in custody, and police are still looking for other suspects. CBS 2's Allie Bauman reports from Crown Heights, Brooklyn.
The surveillance video is hard to watch. A 15-year-old girl helpless on her back as a group of teenage boys, one after the other, jump on her stomach, stomp on her head, surrounding and senselessly beating her on a street corner.
This little girl could have lost her life. It's really sad.
Police say it happened around 4 p.m. Thursday on Utica Avenue by Sterling Place.
Our book bag, she was lying on our book bag, no shoes, just sitting on the floor with no shoes.
As the boys scatter and run, police say you can see one of them holding the victim's shoes, which they stole in addition to her phone and debit card.
I have never witnessed nothing like that yet in my life, and to see such a small kid just trampling on one kid, it was crazy.
When Anita Pavey saw what was happening from her store window, she ran out to help the injured young girl.
We just tried to keep her calm and sit in there until the ambulance comes.
The victim is being treated at the hospital for bruising and swelling to her face and body.
She's traumatized right now. She's in a bit of pain.
Police believe this attack may be some form of retaliation for an incident earlier the same day.
Mom is just devastated right now to think that she sent her daughter to go to school, to turn around to hear that she was a victim of an assault in the very city that she spent her life in.
Police say the 5 suspects turned themselves in Friday. All are minors. They're still looking for the remaining suspects in this group. From Crown Heights, Brooklyn, Allie Bauman, CBS.
She was on her way home. And sadly, they thought it enough. Somebody pointed her out, thought she was somebody else, and that's why they assaulted her. But to have 15 young black boys and what have you, who's supposed to be protecting the queens in our community, to turn around and do what they did, and what have you, is highly disrespectful, egregious to every degree, and at the same time, just totally why we should not be doing this kind of stuff, because people are looking at us in a strange way. So here it is, our young people out here doing this. What do you think the impression is given? They already think we're animals. For them to do what they did is just, it's just totally, I'm just pissed off to even think the process that you would even do that. Even if you thought it was somebody else, even if it was a boy, why would we do that? Why would we do that to our own?
So much to be said, because one thing, that I've been talking to a few people about lately was that there definitely has been a lack of representation, I would say, from black men in our regards to black women. And just to kind of deviate from what I'm talking about, but add to what I'm saying right now at the present moment, I had went and supported a good friend of mine at one of his events. And while I was sitting there watching him, he was performing. And as he was performing, I know his niece was there, and I think another friend or two. And they both was female. There was a few guys there, but nevertheless, it wasn't the type of male support and participation that I would think. And especially for brothers, it wasn't the type of male support and participation that we would want, you know what I'm saying, from our other friends, because men give a lot to their homeboys. Men give a lot to other males, like I'm saying, the kind of time, the kind of belief, and so on and so forth, right? And at the end of the day, it's always our black women that's there, though. And I told that brother the next day on the phone, I say, man, I watched your niece and how she was so into what she was doing. I mean, she was rhyming with you. She was the hype girl. Not the hype man, the hype woman. She was doing the thing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you got brothers that do that, but I'm saying, I just, man, there's so much that be weighing on me. I want to share so much, but I try not to, because I don't want to be lengthy. I don't want to give you more than, you need to have all the time. I don't know what all you need to have, but sometimes I know I can give you too much, I believe. So, anyway, what I'm saying is that I watched her, and, I mean, it's just the way she gave just hurt. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when men do it, it's not always out of love. It's not some kind of benefit he wants. But this is his niece. She's doing it because she loves him. She doing it because she feeling him. She feeling the vibe. She love what he do. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, for black men can attest to this, there's always a black woman that's there supporting you. That got your back. That want to help you. That's there for you when nobody else is there for you. And I can't say that black women have always have black men that's there for her. I know a sister that had to stay in an abandoned place with 2 kids. Because there was no one there for her. And me not know, I didn't know that, but at the same time, even me being aware of her situation, I knew that my situation wasn't one to even be able to help her. But beyond that, it's like, there was nobody. I wouldn't have thought that. There's nobody. There's no one. I'm sure that, of course, there could be somebody, but not someone she probably felt safe with. Not someone that she felt, safe to have her daughter and her son around. You know what I'm saying? So she chose that route to because it was safer than trying to, it was safe mentally, you know, peace of mind, it was safer mentally, emotionally, it was safer physically, you know, than what she may have had options to. So it's very unfortunate, and it's very sad, though, that, you know, sisters don't be having that kind of support from us that she give us. I remember I seen a video many months ago where a brother was highlighting how he went into a women's prison to visit a sister, and how the visitation was so empty. And let me tell you, from a brother who have been in prison, men prison are filled with women. It's filled with mothers. It's filled with children's mothers, like baby mothers. It's filled with friends. It's filled with sisters. It's filled with girlfriends. It's filled with wives. I mean, but whatever title the female may have, the woman may have, she's there. But our sisters aren't getting that same type of support, emotional, physical, mental support from us. And we have to get to the bottom of it. We have to figure out why. Why is this? You know, is it him? Is it her? I don't know. I'm reluctant to just believe that black men just don't give a damn. I'm just reluctant to believe that. We have to get to the bottom of it. But back to this 15-year-old. I know I got off just a little bit on that because this is a very weighty subject. But let's get back to the 15-year-old and these young men. You see, I've witnessed so many young men who do things that are disheartening. And they don't necessarily have to be violent. I watch young men sit in the car while the woman, the female, I don't care if it's a sister, aunt, cousin, brother, whoever that she is to them. I done seen her carry batteries inside the AutoZone. Him not carrying it, him not even opening the door for her. You know, I done seen her get out and pump gas. You know, many different times, and he just sitting there on the phone. I mean, I done just seen so many different things where these males don't even feel an obligation to do certain things. It shouldn't be about who she is, how much you just care for her, is she a woman or not, this, that, and other. It should be about just you, who you are, because it's the reflection of you, young black man. It's the reflection of who you are. And that's what you have to understand, that it's just to kind of take that concept, that principle, and apply it in different areas. You see, it don't matter where you work. It don't matter where you are, what school you go to, this, that, and other. It doesn't matter that you don't plan to be there forever, but it do matter the type of name you leave behind, the type of reputation you leave behind. You know, what's left behind about the stuff that you produced. You know, what kind of stuff did you produce? A bunch of trash and BS? Or did you produce a lot of value? See, if you come to a place bringing value, whether it be to a job, a school, a woman, whoever, then it's not about her, it's about you. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. And you see, these guys stumped on, kicked on. Come on, man. I've never been a kind of dude, even when I was in the streets, I've never been a dude to jump on dudes. Because I felt like there wasn't no honor in that. I've never been a guy, you know, to ever, I never seen that. I never understood how can a dude hit a woman with his fist. You know, I understand that women can push a brother, a man, to a point to where he damn near out of his mind. I understand that. And women, you know you can do that. But I still don't believe that hitting her with his fist, especially multiple times, in her face with his fist, is ever justifiable. Never, ever. You know, not even slapping is justifiable. But I'm saying, I can understand a slap better than you punching her. Come on, man. That's not even called for. You know? So, I mean, just to imagine these young boys jumping and kicking on. Now it's time to talk about what we raising. You see, mothers, and I have to say this, I gotta say this. I'd be remiss if I don't say this. Mothers, I don't care what the father done to you. And I'm not talking about like raping you, trying to kill you, being obsessed with you, not giving you a peace of mind. I'm not talking about that. I believe that if he's threatening your well-being, he don't need to come around at all. But if he's not threatening your well-being, and if he's not a threat to the well-being of that child, it doesn't matter what else he can do. You need to let him be a father to his child. And sometimes, under some circumstances, women, you need to make that father make that father or that man become a father. You know, I know sometimes you sisters, your mothers don't want to let that child go, but if it's a little boy, specifically, if it's a little boy, and something didn't happen, you got pregnant, you have a child, it's a little boy, let him have custody. Man, stop trying. I don't know what's your reasons, but stop it. Love that child enough to want what's best for that child. Give that little boy to his father. Because even if he is not a fully developed, mature man, he can still make him more into a man than you can. I know that. Listen, don't get into your feelings and your ego about this here, because this is out of love. This has nothing. You see, if you took offense to what I said, then you're not humble enough to be corrected. You're not humble enough to accept truth. And you need to check yourself. You see, you're having an ego problem. And you're having a vanity problem. Get outside of yourself and stop thinking that it's all about you. You see, what I'm talking about right now is the results of these children when they come up. Most of these boys are raised by a single parent mother. And her doing the best she can do sometimes still not good enough. There's just certain things that only a father can do. That's just a point blank fact. You raise your daughters, but let him raise that son. Because these boys are growing up destroying these women. It's not your fault, per se, single black woman, single black mother, single black female mother. However, it is your fault if you're keeping that father away from his son. If you're not allowing that father. And see, a father can't really raise a boy if he's not living with him. He just kind of visited him. He gives him certain things, but the son is being cultivated by mama's rules in her house. That's why it's important that you allow that boy be cultivated by that father's rules in his house. It's a different structure. You have to understand. See, even my boys, they didn't want to live with me, not because I'm cruel, but they know I mean what I say. And they know I say what I mean. That's just what it is. I'm not cruel, but I mean what I say, and I say what I mean. It don't mean I'm perfect. It don't mean I'm better than her. None of that. But we are different. Mother and fathers, we are different. Anyway, I pray that this young girl is able to recover and maybe one day get beyond the trauma that this has burdened her with. Because we don't know what results may come out of this now. You understand? It may make her into a giant, a giant of good, or it may make her into a giant of evil. It's going to definitely make her into a giant, though. But we don't know what kind of giant. Do you understand what I'm saying? Anyway, prayers to her and her family. And prayers to the young men. That they can be remorseful, regretful, and from this point forward strive to be men and never ever do or allow it to happen to another female. Peace and blessings.